One teaching in particular that's come to the forefront with great relevance as I try to collect more and more knowledge is the concept within Buddhism that knowledge is regarded as an obstacle to understanding. In Thich Nhat Hanh's book, Being Peace, he compares knowledge to a block of ice that obstructs water from flowing. And he says, for things to reveal themselves to us, we need to be ready to abandon our views about them. I might add, this is not exclusive to things, and the same applies to people. Drop our judgments, whether they tear someone down or put them on a pedestal, and we have the opportunity to see others as they really are. There's a story told by the Buddha as a warning not to cling to what we believe we know, but to keep an open mind and consider all possibilities. And the story goes like this. A young widower was devoted to his little son, but while he was away on business, the whole village was burned to the ground by bandits, who also kidnapped the little boy. When the father returned and found only ruins, he was utterly heartbroken. He thought that the charred remains of a little child were of his son. So he organized a full cremation, collected the ashes, and carried them with him always in a special bag. One day, his son managed to escape from the bandit kidnappers and made his way back to his home. In the meantime, his father had rebuilt the house, and when the little boy arrived late one night, he knocked and knocked on the door. His father, kneeling at the altar he had made to memorialize his son, called out, "Who's there?" "It's me, your son. Please, Papa, let me in." The father, still burdened by his grief, thought, this must be some wretched boy making fun of his grieving, and shouted, "Go away, leave me alone, my son is dead." The boy knocked again and again, calling for his father to open the door and let him in. The father, refusing to answer the door, kept calling out, "Go away, leave me alone." And at last the boy gave up and went away, never to return. After he had told this story, the Buddha added, if you cling to an idea as an unalterable truth, then when the truth comes and knocks on your door, you'll not be able to open the door and accept it. This concept is deeply linked into the first and second of the 14 mindfulness trainings. Openness and non-attachment to views, which I will touch on. I feel it's noteworthy to point out these trainings were born in the midst of the Vietnam War, in an absolute height of conflict. So I see it as very fitting that these trainings are helping me through my own personal conflicts. In the first of the 14 mindfulness trainings, openness, it says, we are determined not to be idolatrous about or bound to any doctrine, theory, or ideology, even Buddhist ones. We are committed to seeing the Buddhist teachings as guiding means that help us learn to look deeply and develop understanding and compassion. In Thich Nhat Hanh's book, Interbeing, he provides commentary for each of the 14 mindfulness trainings. In regards to the first training, openness, he reminds us that the Buddha intended for his teachings to be a guide, a raft to cross the river, the hand pointing to the moon. The Buddha would remind us that even his very own teachings should not be held too tightly. In the second of the 14 mindfulness trainings, it says, insight is revealed through the practice of compassionate listening, deep looking, and letting go of notions, rather than through the accumulation of intellectual knowledge. I've personally found a place in my life where this teaching feels like it can be very helpful. As I deepen my mindfulness practice and hone in on the awareness that I am, I've witnessed myself believing so strongly that I know how someone will respond or react, that I either avoid the topic and suffer in silence, or I enter a conversation already feeling defensive based on what I think I know. While clinging too tightly to my idea, I only hear things through that specific lens and completely miss out on the opportunity to understand, compassionately, or in many cases, I miss the opportunity to be understood. Like Ty says in his commentary on the second training, clinging to views can prevent us from arriving at a deeper, more profound understanding of reality. Thich Nhat Hanh is quoted saying the following from a Dharma talk he gave on the Four Noble Truths. In each of us, there is a river of perceptions flowing day and night. To meditate means to sit on the bank of the river and observe all perceptions. With the energy of mindfulness, we can see the nature of our perceptions and untie the knots that bind us to our wrong perceptions. All our suffering has its roots in our wrong perceptions, so please practice the mantra, "Are you sure?" Always refer to it and try to look more and more deeply. I aim to ask myself the questions, am I sure? Do I really know? And what views can I let go of to help me understand my loved ones in a deeper way? I invite you all to reflect on these questions as well.